Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins HD, treasure seekers and coin collectors from all over the world. Today, we're about to dive into the remarkable story of one of the most iconic small coins in American history. It's a penny that has captured the hearts of numismatists for generations, not because of its denomination, but because of its age, design, and the secrets it may hold. We're talking about none other than the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny with a mint mark. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, or maybe just stumbled across a jar of old pennies in the attic, you might be wondering, what makes an old 1-cent coin from 1937 worth talking about? Well, you're about to find out. Let's rewind the clock to the year 1937. America was still climbing out of the Great Depression. Franklin D. Roosevelt was in the White House, jazz music filled the air, and the cost of a loaf of bread was just 9 cents. During these challenging yet resilient times, the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins that the public would use every day. Among them was the humble Lincoln Wheat penny. This coin was not just a piece of copper, it was a symbol of hope and endurance. Designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909, the Lincoln Wheat penny was the first regular-issue American coin to feature a real person. Before that, coins showcased abstract figures like Liberty. But Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, earned a place of honor on the penny for his leadership, integrity, and enduring legacy. Now let's talk specifics about the 1937 issue. These pennies were struck at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can tell where your coin came from by looking just below the date on the front, obverse, of the coin. A small d means it was minted in Denver, an S for San Francisco, and if there's no letter at all, then it was minted in Philadelphia. From a design standpoint, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny keeps it classic. On the front, we see the right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln, looking stately and wise. To his left, the word Liberty. To his right, the year 1937, and possibly that tiny but powerful mint mark. Above him, the words, "In God We Trust," stretch like a protective arch. Flip the coin over, and you'll find 2 elegant wheat ears curving up along the left and right sides. Between them reads, 1 cent, in bold, block letters. Just below that, United States of America. And above it all, in smaller letters, E pluribus unum, a Latin phrase meaning, out of many, one. But here's where things get exciting. While millions of these coins were minted, the true value lies in the details: mint marks, condition, and most thrilling of all, minting errors. Some of the most valuable 1937 wheat pennies aren't just any coins, they're those that have survived decades in nearly perfect condition. Coins that have been preserved in mint state, never used in circulation, with original luster still glowing from the copper surface. These coins are a numismatist's dream. And then there are the rarities, the ones with double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. A double die might mean the lettering or numbers appear slightly doubled under magnification. A repunched mint mark might show faint traces of a second letter overlapping the first. These aren't defects, they're treasures, accidents of history that turn a common coin into a one-of-a-kind artifact. Now, let's talk grading. If your 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny is graded by a professional service, like PCGS or NGC, as MS-65 or higher, then congratulations, you're sitting on something extremely valuable. Even a coin in AU, almost uncirculated, condition can fetch a nice price. The value increases significantly if it's one of those rare errors or from a low mintage batch. Collectors love the 1937 penny because it's old enough to be historic, yet still accessible enough to show up in inherited collections, old piggy banks, or estate sales. And while it might seem small and simple, the stories it could tell would fill volumes, from the pockets of factory workers to the hands of schoolchildren who once bought candy with just a few of these copper coins. Now here comes the question everyone's been waiting to hear. How much can a 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny actually be worth today? Drumroll, please. If you're lucky enough to have a 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny with a mint mark, in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one that contains a rare error, then you could be looking at a coin that's worth an astounding $143,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny, once used to buy gum or bubble wrap, could now fetch a value that rivals luxury cars, college tuition, or even a small home. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab your coin collections, check through those penny jars, or visit a coin show near you. Who knows, you might be holding a forgotten piece of American history worth a small fortune. Today, we're going to unlock the story behind one of America's most iconic and historically rich coins, the Lincoln Wheat Penny from the year 1940. Now, don't let its size fool you. This little copper coin might be easy to miss in your pocket change, but if you're lucky enough to own the right version of it, and especially if you know what to look for, it could change your life. Let's set the scene. It's the year 1940. The United States is on the cusp of entering World War II. The Great Depression is slowly lifting, and the country is beginning to stir with industrial energy and hope. Amidst the major social and economic shifts of the time, the U.S. Mint quietly continues its mission, producing the coins Americans rely on every day. Among the coins minted that year was the Lincoln Wheat Penny, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure. And not just any figure, Lincoln represented freedom, unity, and resilience. The 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny carried that legacy forward in an era defined by change, uncertainty, and a growing call to global action. Now let's take a closer look at the physical beauty of this coin. On the obverse side, we see Lincoln's dignified profile facing to the right. Above him arches the phrase, "In God We Trust," to the left is "Liberty," and to the right is the year, 1940, accompanied by a small mint mark, if applicable. The mint mark can be a tiny D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. If there's no mint mark, it means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Flip it over, and there it is, the reverse side that gives the wheat penny its name. Two graceful stalks of wheat curve upward along the sides of the coin, framing the bold inscription, 1 cent. Just beneath it is, United States of America, and above it, the proud motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Simple, elegant, and powerful, but what turns a 1940 wheat penny from common copper into collector gold? That's where things get exciting. It's all about condition, rarity, and those mysterious minting errors that slip past quality control and into history. Now, millions of these coins were made, over 586 million from Philadelphia alone. Denver and San Francisco also contributed millions. So, what's the trick? The trick lies in finding one in pristine condition, what collectors call mint state, or MS. That means the coin shows no signs of wear from circulation. It's as sharp and bright as the day it left the mint. An MS 65 or higher graded 1940 wheat penny, particularly with a mint mark, is where the value really begins to soar. The redder and more lustrous the coin looks, meaning it retained its original coppery glow, the more valuable it becomes. But even beyond condition, there's the hunt for minting errors and variations. Sometimes, coins are struck twice, slightly off-center, or with doubling on the letters and numbers. These are called double dies, and they are a collector's dream. In some rare cases, the mint mark might appear to have been punched more than once, a repunched mint mark. Even small details like misaligned dies or tiny cracks in the planchet can turn a humble penny into a prized possession. Collectors obsess over these details because they're like fingerprints. No two error coins are exactly alike. That uniqueness makes them incredibly valuable. Some lucky finders have even pulled these rarities from old family coin jars, estate collections, or flea market hauls. So where should you look? Start with your own stash. Check every 1940 penny for a mint mark. Look closely at the Liberty and In God We Trust for doubling. Study the edges for off-centering. Even the color matters, red, brown, or somewhere in between. If your coin has that original copper luster, untouched by time, you're onto something. And of course, if you think you found a gem, don't go at it alone. Get your coin professionally graded and authenticated by services like PCGS or NGC. A professionally graded coin is your passport into the world of high-end collectors and coin auctions where big money changes hands. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny may seem like a small, ordinary piece of copper, but it holds a huge place in American history. It has survived decades of economic change, global conflict, and social transformation. And for the keen-eyed collector, it might also hold a significant reward, which brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to possess a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, with a visible mint mark, in superb uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare error, then the value of that little coin could reach as high as $138,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny, once used to buy candy or saved in a kid's piggy bank, could now be worth more than a luxury car or a year of college tuition. So what are you waiting for? Check those old collections, go through inherited coin jars, visit local coin dealers, or even start coin roll hunting. That forgotten penny you find might just be your golden ticket. Today's journey takes us back more than 8 decades, into the heart of the 20th century. We're diving deep into the story behind one of America's most iconic copper coins, the Lincoln wheat penny from the year 1941. A coin that might look humble and ordinary, but for collectors and treasure hunters, it might be something worth far more than meets the eye. So grab a seat, open your coin box, and hang on tight, because the story of the 1941 Lincoln wheat penny isn't just about old money, it's about legacy, rarity, and perhaps a hidden fortune. Picture this: it's 1941. The world is in turmoil. World War II is already raging across Europe and Asia. Meanwhile, the United States is on edge, teetering on the brink of involvement. Before the infamous attack on Pearl Harbor at the end of that year, American life in 1941 is a mix of cautious optimism and looming uncertainty. Factories are running, families are growing, and pennies, yes, these very pennies, are clinking into hands all across the country. That year, the U.S. Mint struck hundreds of millions of 1-cent coins featuring Abraham Lincoln's famous profile. It was part of a coinage tradition that began in 1909 to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday. The Lincoln wheat penny was revolutionary, America's first coin to feature a real historical person rather than a symbolic image like Liberty. And what better figure to choose than the man who preserved the Union during its darkest hour? But while millions of these coins were made in 1941, only a select few have become the true crown jewels of the coin collecting world. What separates an everyday penny from a highly valuable collector's item? That's the question, and the answer lies in the details: mint marks, condition, color, and those rare, barely noticeable minting quirks that can send the value soaring. Let's first talk about the design, which remains one of the most iconic in American coinage history. On the front, the obverse, you'll see Lincoln's side profile facing right, stoic and proud. Above his head, the phrase, "In God We Trust," is arched gracefully. To the left, Liberty is stamped, and to the right, the date, 1941. If your coin has a mint mark, you'll see it just below the date. A D means it was minted in Denver, an S means San Francisco, and if there's no mint mark at all, it was struck in Philadelphia. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the famous wheat ears on either side, the hallmark of this series. These stalks of wheat flank the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. And just above it all is, E pluribus unum, Latin for, out of many, one, a phrase that encapsulates the American dream. But let's talk minting numbers. In 1941, over 1 billion Lincoln wheat pennies were minted. Philadelphia produced the lion's share, but both Denver and San Francisco contributed significantly as well. With that many coins in circulation, you might wonder, how could one possibly be worth more than just 1 cent? The secret is condition and rarity. Coins that remained untouched by time, stored away in coin albums, forgotten in drawers, or preserved in sealed bank rolls, have a chance of surviving in mint state condition. These are graded on the Sheldon scale, with MS 65 and above being where serious value starts to build. The highest possible grade? MS 70, absolutely perfect with no imperfections even under magnification, and then there are the errors. Oh yes, minting errors are the treasure hunter's dream. You might find a double die error, where letters or numbers appear stamped twice. Or maybe an off-center strike, where the coin looks oddly misaligned. You could even find a die crack, a lamination flaw, or a repunched mint mark, small quirks that were never meant to exist but make your coin one of a kind. Collectors go wild for these errors because they combine rarity with uniqueness. No two minting errors are exactly the same, which makes your coin unlike any other. That uniqueness can mean a massive leap in value, sometimes thousands of dollars more than a regular coin in similar condition. Now let's talk color. Lincoln wheat pennies can come in 3 general finishes: red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. The redder the coin, the more original copper luster it retains, the higher its value. A brilliant red coin from 1941 with a high grade and a mint mark. That's like hitting the collector's jackpot. So where can these coins be found? Believe it or not, they still turn up in everyday places: old jars in your grandparents' basement, estate sales, flea markets, garage sales, and even rolls of pennies from the bank. Coin roll hunters spend hours searching through boxes of pennies just for the thrill of finding one elusive coin that could change everything. But let me offer a word of advice. If you find a 1941 wheat penny that looks promising, no scratches, strong details, and maybe even a hint of that original reddish shine, don't try to clean it. Cleaning a coin destroys its value. Instead, take it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their professional grading can authenticate the coin and give it the certified status that buyers and collectors trust. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. What's the value? Just how much could a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny be worth if you have the right one? If your coin features a mint mark, is in uncirculated condition with an MS-67 grade or higher, retains that rich red color, and especially if it has a rare mint error or doubling, you could be holding a piece of history valued at an astonishing $130,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. One penny, potentially worth $130,000. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the beauty of history in your hands, and the chance to discover something truly remarkable in the most unexpected place. So, don't ignore those old pennies lying around. That little copper coin might just be a key to unlocking a forgotten fortune. Today, we're delving into a truly fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the United States 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny from the year 1945. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but if you take a closer look, you'll discover a story that weaves together history, artistry, and rarity. This small coin has a big tale to tell, and it might just be worth far more than you think. Let's take a moment to travel back in time to 1945. The world was undergoing one of its most pivotal years, the final chapter of World War II. The United States was deeply involved in the war effort, and everyday Americans were contributing in every way possible, from factories to farms. Against this dramatic backdrop, the Lincoln wheat penny was circulating in pockets across the nation, serving as a small but steady reminder of both history and hope. The Lincoln wheat penny, introduced in 1909 to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, quickly became one of America's most beloved coins. The 1945 edition, like those before it, features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, his dignified image symbolizing freedom and perseverance. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, "In God We Trust," and to the left, the word "Liberty" is inscribed. The date 1945 and the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was made, sit to the right. Now, the mint mark plays a crucial role for collectors. It could be a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mark at all if it was produced in Philadelphia. Each mint had different production numbers, and these differences heavily influence the coin's rarity and value today. For example, pennies from the San Francisco Mint often attract a premium among collectors because fewer were made compared to Philadelphia. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the wheat stalks, which give this series its nickname, the wheat penny. These stalks of grain flank the words, 1 cent, and United States of America, while the phrase, E pluribus unum, arches above them, reflecting the nation's unity and collective strength during a time of hardship. While millions of these coins were minted in 1945, the reality is that many have been lost, damaged, or worn down over the years. Finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is increasingly rare, and this rarity is what makes the 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny so special for collectors today. The coin's condition, or grade, is paramount. Grading ranges from poor, with heavy wear and damage, to mint state, where the coin looks as if it just came off the press. In mint state, the original copper-red luster shines brilliantly, making the coin almost glow in the light. Coins graded MS 65 or higher are considered highly collectible and are the ones that command top dollar. Another exciting aspect of this coin is the possibility of minting errors, those unexpected quirks during production that turn an ordinary penny into a rare treasure. These can include double dies, where the design appears doubled or blurry, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These errors are the holy grails for collectors because they are unique and often scarce. For instance, a 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny with a strong double die or a rare repunched mint mark could be worth several times more than a standard coin in the same condition. Such features make each coin a unique snapshot of minting history. Even subtle variations in color can affect value. The coins can show anywhere from a rich red hue, indicating minimal oxidation and excellent preservation, to a brown color which signals more aging and circulation. The richer and more original the copper-red coloring, the more desirable the coin is to collectors. You might wonder where you can find such a coin today. Believe it or not, they still appear in everyday places. Old coin collections, forgotten piggy banks, or even loose change in circulation can sometimes surprise their owners with a hidden gem. Coin roll hunting, searching through stacks of pennies from banks, is a popular hobby that occasionally uncovers these rare treasures. Before you get too excited, a quick word of caution: cleaning your coin is the worst thing you can do if you want to preserve or enhance its value. Harsh cleaning can strip away the original luster and damage the surface, dramatically lowering what a coin could be worth. So, what is the value of a 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny with a mint mark today? If you have one in exceptional, uncirculated condition, possibly featuring a rare minting error or a strong mint mark, the coin could be worth as much as $126,000. That's right, a single Lincoln Wheat penny from 1945, once used in everyday transactions during one of the most important years in American history, can be worth $126,000. It's a perfect example of how history, rarity, and condition combine to turn a simple coin into a priceless collector's item. Today, we're diving deep into a classic piece of American numismatic history, the United States 1-cent Lincoln Wheat penny from 1948. This little coin, often overlooked in the vast world of coin collecting, holds stories of a post-war America, craftsmanship, and surprising value that might just astonish you. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this humble penny is much more than just spare change. Let's start by stepping back into the year 1948. The United States was in the midst of a vibrant post-World War II recovery. Families were building new lives, cities were booming, and the economy was growing rapidly. During this time, the Lincoln Wheat penny was still in full circulation, a coin that had been around since 1909 and carried the image of one of America's most revered presidents, Abraham Lincoln. This coin wasn't just currency, it was a symbol of perseverance and progress. The 1948 Lincoln Wheat penny is special because it marks a period when the United States Mint was carefully balancing the need to produce currency with maintaining high-quality standards in coinage. Though the design remained consistent with previous years, subtle variations and the mint mark placement provide a unique appeal for collectors. On the front, or obverse side, the coin features a detailed and dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this image has been a staple of American currency for decades, representing leadership, freedom, and unity. Above Lincoln's head, the motto, "In God We Trust," is boldly inscribed, while the word "Liberty" stands clearly to the left. The date 1948 sits to the right, often accompanied by a small mint mark indicating where the coin was struck, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Coins without a mint mark were minted in Philadelphia. Flipping to the reverse side, you'll find the iconic wheat ears framing the words, 1 cent, and United States of America. The wheat stalks symbolize America's agricultural roots and abundance, while the phrase, e pluribus unum, arches above, reminding us of the country's unity from many states and peoples. Now, when it comes to collecting, the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny is particularly interesting for several reasons. Firstly, millions were minted, so the coin isn't necessarily rare in terms of production numbers. However, what sets this coin apart is the condition it's found in today. After more than 70 years of circulation, finding a 1948 penny that looks crisp and uncirculated is quite rare. Most coins show signs of wear such as scratches, discoloration, or worn details. Collectors prize coins in mint state or near mint condition because they retain the original luster and sharpness of design. The reddish copper sheen on a well-preserved 1948 penny can still be vibrant, making it a beautiful piece to add to any collection. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another fascinating aspect of the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny is the existence of mint errors and varieties that make certain coins highly sought after. Errors might include doubled dies, where the design appears doubled on the coin, off-center strikes, or misplaced mint marks. These anomalies occurred during the minting process and make those coins unique collectibles. Such errors can dramatically increase a coin's value, sometimes turning an ordinary penny into a rare treasure. Even slight differences in the positioning of the mint mark or variations in the metal composition can add layers of interest for numismatists. Some collectors spend years hunting down these tiny details, turning the search for a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny into a thrilling and rewarding hobby. You might wonder, where do these pennies turn up today? Believe it or not, despite their age, some 1948 pennies remain in circulation or tucked away in coin collections, bank rolls, or forgotten stashes. Enthusiasts often engage in coin roll hunting, searching through bags of pennies hoping to find that elusive gem with excellent condition or a rare mint mark. It's important to handle these coins carefully. Cleaning or polishing them can actually damage their surfaces and lower their value significantly. Preserving the original finish is key to maintaining a coin's worth. So, what about the actual value of a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny with a mint mark? While most 1948 pennies in average condition are worth just a few cents or dollars, those in top-tier mint state condition, especially with rare mint marks or errors, can fetch an extraordinary price. In fact, a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny in pristine condition with the right mint mark and qualities can be worth as much as $115,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $115,000 for a single Lincoln wheat penny from 1948. This astonishing value shows how even the smallest piece of metal can carry immense historical and financial significance when preserved and appreciated by collectors. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more fascinating coin stories, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our treasure hunts and expert insights. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, happy collecting.